We've got another week here in PGA 2K23 on the TGC Tour Saranac Post Club Tour. Coming off a pretty good week last week. Very tough last week. This week, very much so big change of pace. At least for round one, we've got shootout conditions. We're playing off the white tees, so second from the back. High winds out of the northwest, but here is where it gets a little bit different than we've been playing. Very soft fairways, very soft greens that are slow. So it's going to come down very much so to reads and tempo, because if you can put it close, it's going to stop. Quite different from what we're used to out here. Now, tempo has been a little bit of an issue today. The thumb's been a little bit warm. Tried to cool ourselves down, reel it all in. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it cooperates for us and we can get out here and shoot some very low scores. But let's get things kicked off. All right, baby fast. But that's more than reasonable. It's barely off the perfect. Thank you everybody for being here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic to me, both on Twitch and YouTube. So I from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you spending your time enjoying the content. Okay, so we've got about a 10-mile-an-hour headwind. 11 miles an hour. No, 10-mile-an-hour headwind. We've got 11 foot up here, so 170, 171. And then wind is going to be playing a little bit more. So if this goes 182, that's putting us at an 18-yard differential. That's probably playing like 12. So we're 6 yards long here. 170. 11 yards short. So 5 yards short. I'm going to try and stretch this 8. Try and get this rocking and rolling back there. It's a good strike. But did we overdo it, or do we have a good number here? Okay, I took a touch off of it, and look at that. We're still a few yards short, so I don't know. Maybe in these soft conditions, it's going to be best to loft. I'm not really certain. Because you kind of do want things to go through, right? But that just not cutting through quite the way that we're hoping for it to. Now this is all of the break right at the end. I'm going to play, because these are slows, we're going to play these a little more aggressively. So hitting it through, I'm thinking pretty straight, and then it just has to move a little bit left to right at the end. I hit that too firm, and it took a little bit of a break right to left in the middle there. So even though that seems firm, it barely goes past the hole, and it jumped out to the left. So not really much I feel we could have done differently there. Now, driver 45 down, but then you get 10 in. Probably lands short. So there's a chance that, like, playing for the overpower could be the play. Which I know is not really our strong suit, but we get it there. We're hanging out a little bit too far to the right, but I kind of think we needed the overpower to make sure we clear that bunker. So now we're at least down around the green. Able to maybe put something up here and just kind of sit it, let it roll out. Hey, thank you for the Lux dives. Appreciate it. short. Not gonna roll out enough for us because it's slow. All right, so we'll take the birdie. Obviously, pars here on a track where people are shooting, 18 under. Pars are gonna sting, and there are eagles to be found. So we're gonna have to find. We're gonna have to find what we can. Try and take advantage. Ah, slowed it. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's so bad. Gotta have it up on the shelf at least. Gotta have it up on the shelf at least. Oh, this needs so much power. It's 3 feet uphill. I mean, it's like, not impossible, but it's so difficult to distance control from that length. I don't know how you don't leave it a mile short or long. Okay, so this is I guess what we kind of feared, right? This is what we kind of feared. Tempo has not been with us today. So we were certainly nervous that this is how things could end up. But head up, like it's not over, obviously. But can't afford to fall behind too much. All right, come on. Let's get one back. Slow again. Those slows just absolutely destroying us. Because, like, look at the distance loss. Look at the distance loss. Okay, we'll steal that one, I guess. We will steal that one. Par 5 here, not quite as uphill, but like, starting to get tight. Like, if we land too short through this segment, we're in trouble. If we go regular drive... Okay. I'm like making, I don't know why, but I'm making the bold move to go for some of these overpowers that we normally don't. It netted us a birdie earlier. That one gets us up and over. Now we got to see what we can do. This backstop, as long as you land it short enough, you're going to roll back down from it and into this valley, which is, I think, pretty much what our end goal is. So 250... 236, and then the wind. So 3-wood is short. Like stock 3-wood, just straight up short. Now here, just under 270, I think when all is said and done, you get the 14 yards uphill. Don't want to climb the hill though. Don't want to climb the hill. Look at how much of a bullet out to the right that is. So we're gonna be down in the valley, but I'm genuinely shocked at, like, how far you have to aim that back the other way. That's insane. Alright. It looks like we're gonna have to just kinda eyeball this one. It's turning in, but it feels like, I don't know, it's pretty steep. Oh, and then holds and then turns just a touch. But I feel like the line that I'm aimed on, I don't know. Thought maybe it comes back at the end, but yeah, I wasn't sold on that putt. Look at what you drive to Pebble Beach, Stan. I'm jealous. I'm very jealous, Stan. Have fun. And drive safe. You're listening to me, that sounds maybe a little dangerous. I think we're just at this point, I think you're going for the bunker. I mean, if it gets onto the green, then that's kind of cool. I hit that way slow, though. Can we get green? How's the putt? It's gonna be a long putt. Okay, we had a long one. I'm gonna aim a little bit more under power on this than we did the last time. And just kind of going based on how that last putt broke for us. Just trying to get a gauge on the, like, overall. So much right to, or left to right at the end. Slow. Man, are we hitting these, like, way past the hole? I have no distance control. I have absolutely none. Like, on these long putts that are way uphill, distance control is minimal. 6-iron down. Let's just say it lands at 200. Do we get 7 yards? Bounce and roll out of the 6-iron? I have to think yes, right? I have to think that we do. It can't be, like, it can't be much more, but it's gotta be something in that vicinity, yeah? Whoa, what's going on, dude? Thank you very, very much for the raid. Welcome on in, everybody from Woes. We are playing plat, okay. Round 1 up on the docket this evening. Tempo has been a little finicky, which is not great in a shootout week. That one's gonna play, though. That one's gonna play. Yeah, not much. We're 5 under through 7, just trying to be scrappy, you know? The tempo is very hard to come by the start of stream, so we've been scratching and clawing, trying to get tempo in order. My hands got a little bit warm before stream, so As dumb as that may sound. I don't want to be, I don't want to be on the right side of that ridge, but I also don't want to miss this green to the left. Come on, keep going left. It's gonna go down that ridge to the right, isn't it? Yep, there it is. Pin high as well. That was so good. I just didn't have the balls because I was so terrified of ripping that fast. I was so terrified of ripping that fast and that just being GG. Like, this is the miss. If you can get out to that left-hand side, then, like, all the power to you. That is, very much so terrifying to me. We're just gonna be the eagle-less stream today, huh? We're just gonna miss all of the eagle putts by that much, huh? That's fun, that's fun. So that feels like I would want a flop shot in. Or at least be okay with the flop shot in. But we don't want to be too close. So I feel like... Oh, that's not great. I feel like if you get, like, to a chip shot, that's gonna be less than ideal. I mean, I suppose being out to the right's not the worst thing. Although 58 yards is maybe not where we want it. Full loft on the pitch is like 50 yards, right? So we'd be less than 50. So if you lose 18 on full loft, it's probably like 9 yards lost in here. I'd rather be on the long end here than short. This is getting a little sketchy. I probably should have just been smart and done, like, the pitching wedge flop or something. Take the 55-yard shot. But, I don't know. Feeling like we had that in the bag. So, 7 under through 9. I mean, it's on pace for 14. Which is, like, is decent. But it's just like that crazy thing of going into a shootout knowing that you need to be shooting, like, birdie a hole. Or be coming out of here with some eagles, so... Really messing with, like, the overall psyche here of, like, we're actually not doing that poorly. But because of what it is, we are. So... This has to be landing, like, pin high, right? Take the bounce and the little bit of kick forward. Slowed it. Oh, and under hit it. It's not gonna release. Yeah, it's not great. Not great, not great, not great. Okay. Not really certain on, like, slows what these grids are even playing as. So, like, is it this much, or am I massively misreading this? No? Okay. That's big. Just stringing the birdies along. Just stringing the birdies along. Downhill 70 to the flag. Like, what does that fairway look like? Even more downhill? So down 24 yards, 327, wind crossing, so back and then bounce forward. Yeah, we can probably get like an 8-iron out of this. Kind of trying to steer it to the right of this, if that bunker was ever in play. So 8-iron, which is exactly what we thought was going to be the case here. Now it's about getting the angles right, because we've got to lie below our feet. Got about 10. I could probably play it somewhere out here. If I had to wager, and then, like, that wind's not really giving us anything, and I just don't think the bounce and release is going to be a ton. So I'm going to give it just a little D-loft and take some spin off. Hit a little fast, but I like the line. I was so ready for it. I was so ready for it. Oh, I thought we had it. I thought we albied. You have no idea. The nipple lasers, like, they were ready to come. I had a whole speech from McTrees about there's your albatross. But alas, we try again later. Really thought we had that one, though. That was looking nice. That was looking real nice. Okay. So we'll put that behind us. 4-iron, 11 miles per hour. And it's just in the face enough to be annoying. Because we're gonna 204 and then there, like... Honestly, I think about playing this in a way like here with a little D-loft on it. Didn't come back. And what happened here? 191. Did I take the 5-iron, perchance? Did I take the wrong club? Did I, like, go to reset the shot and not reset the shot back to the correct club? Okay, okay. That at least makes me feel better, Special K. I mean, disappointing, obviously, but at least it wasn't like I misread that like none other. Okay, thank you for verifying that. That sucks, but... Okay. We make mistakes sometimes, yeah? It feels like home. Okay, so that's like a tougher hole to begin with. You know, just length and positioning really stinks because I think we had a chance at it, but you know, such is the nature. Sometimes you're gonna miss. Okay, I think... So the way that this is elevated, 326, this is 321, 317, maybe 316 and win. So maybe like a little bit off of it. We've got to go pretty hard on it to go to that back, like to go to that right-hand side. Ah. A little fast, but it's honestly possible we go long here and get up on the shelf like... Okay. Take it around the ridge. I say if we got up on the shelf, then this putt at least is probably a little easier because you're not going like crazy uphill. Again, our distance control of these has been a little suspect. It's so mean. I don't know if I just have to just take everything that I'm reading and aim it a little bit more. For whatever reason, these greens they're rolling more. There's more break in these than I just think there is, which is kind of crazy going forward because playing on stuff that's faster than slow. Do we really take 3 wood here? That seems like a death sentence, right? But it's downhill, like, we could put ourselves in the rough, so it is a little bit of... I think we're gonna play it in a way where we de-loft it? De-loft it a bit. I guess not necessarily take the bunker out of play, but take the rough out of play. Because now we actually have a little bit more control, seeing as we're able to take like a 5-iron as opposed to a 3-wood into this. And so now it's just a matter of, first off, taking the right club. We can't afford that again. But I think 5-iron, oh, this is tough. This is tough. Because this could end up short of the hole and down here. Okay, so what does 4-iron look like? Like just 207, 203. I would rather try and loft the 4-iron and use the backstop than try and stretch the 5-iron up the hill. So that's 2 near albatrosses. That's 2 near albatrosses. We've been very, very close. No cigar, of course, but we've been very close. All right, what do we got for this? 104 yards, 13-mile-an-hour wind. Downhill by a lot. Just trying to make sure we don't do something dumb here. Full off would be 94. 101, wind in a little bit. I want to take a few yards off. 94. $101.98. I'm okay to maybe go a little long here. We execute the shot. We're a little bit right, little bit long. I knew that long was in play, but it has some potential to spin. Okay. Not a lot, but I think this is just where we would want to be. I'm just trying not to play that, like, in such an aggressive way that we get ourselves in trouble. Okay, almost missed that, but that's a weird one there. We're kind of just on a really weird spot. Not drivable, but I think you have to drive. You don't have to, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to drive it close. Wow, that swing was... I mean, the tempo was perfect. The swing played a little aggressive. Swing plade's a little aggressive there, if I have to admit. All right, flop shot. Raindrop, flop shot. Could be quite short. Flop likes to release. We could also play this guy. That's 50. 45. 42. We lose 9. Two shape lofted pitches on the same round? Who even am I? Both of them working out pretty well. It's kind of weird because for whatever reason in my head, I think that wants to spin back just because of how lofted it is. But I suppose that's not the case. Could be left to right at our feet. Just firm and straight. To hit that over the flat. Well, TFR, so what I'm scared about there is the flop. Like, how much is that lie that we're on going to affect the flop shot? All right, I guess that's where my concern came from. I wasn't sure really what to do with it. 228. Distance control on your pitches. I know what my full loft is, right? So I can have a reasonable guesstimation that if my full loft is 50 yards and it's a 68-yard club, I can kind of reasonably work out like where just based on like other iron shaping, where the loft is. Because it's 18 yards through and most of it is, like, not most of it, but it's weighted slightly towards the back half, so I would say like 60% is 9 yards. And then just, that's the kind of guesstimation I'm working with there. You can see I overshoot it. But all right, so this is, man, the 2 cancel, but uphill's gonna take away. So I'm going to play a little backspin. We're going to go for it. But I'm going to play a little backspin to try and make sure we carry up onto this green. A little slow. That might spell trouble if we don't get, like, the luckiest kick. Oh, it just carries enough. Long putt. All right. That's all we can ask for there, really. Because I think even if you're perfect on there, like, the bounce and stuff is going to be long enough to, you know, push you a little bit. Okay, so let's, like, try. I'm just trying to get a gauge. Somewhere out in here, yeah, is probably what it's gotta be. Oh no, I should have kept it. Little bit under hit too. The slows are hard. The slows are, like, oddly hard to get a read on. Hey, Justin, welcome back. Just tap, 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 tap it in. We're trying to give it a little taparoo, you know? Trying to give it a little taparoo. Those long ones, though, like, we made 2 eagles that were almost albatrosses. All of the other eagle putts have just not been favorable for us. 31 yards, that's 338. And then the wind, like, you can blast this down there, but also at the risk of bringing that bunker into play, I think. I don't know that you want to, I don't know, do you lay this back? Because I feel like it's either lay it on the hill or, like, get it down here and hit it into the flat. This is the first round, Justin. We play round 1 Monday, round 2 Tuesday, 3 Wednesday, 4 Thursday. Lucas, would you believe me if I told you that we couldn't sink a putt? we sunk a few putts, but, like, all the long eagle putts have all missed. We have 2 eagles because they were almost albatrosses on both of them. Just been one of those rounds, you know. I'm gonna take 3 wood. Get it on top of this hill down here. Because if we put it here, it's safe. The lie should be decent if it stays up top. And then we have a wedge in downhill here. Like, the conditions are just soft enough that this should be something reasonable. Do on hole 5? I think we birdied it. Because I think we went on a birdie streak from 4 for a while. We'll take a look at it afterwards, though. And yes, I would like to see a funny clip. You always seem to have some pretty good clips in the bag, if I'm being honest. 32, 13, angled. Let's call it 7. 39? A little bit further than that. Bounce and release. I'll put a little bit on this thing. Oh, we did hit it. Under hit it. That was the distance control. 100% and maybe not as much of a shank to the right, and we're in there. All right. Hitting some of these a little bit firm, but I mean, that's a clean 17. As weird as like it was, we played overall very, very well there. So yeah, that's kind of crazy because tempo was definitely the big concern coming into this. You could see that the first 2 holes tempo wasn't there, but we settled in. We found some eagles on the back, and that's where the scoring happens. So 2 off the PlayStation leaders through 1. Now, the crazy part is trying to keep this kind of pace through 4 rounds, but I guess that's what we're trying to do this week.